Growth and development of Indian anthropology. The course of development of anthropological thought and study in India was slow but steady. Basu Roy describes the following phases of development of Indian anthropology, while some other anthropologists differ in their opinion regarding the time span of these periods. 1. Formative phase 1774 to 1919. During this period, the emphasis of anthropological studies was on tribal life and the diversity of their customs in India. Many encyclopedia on tribes and castes were published. In addition to the ethnographic reports, revenue reports of Dalton, Buchanan, and Lord Baden-Powell also examined the social-cultural situation of India during this period. The foundation of Asiatic Society of India by Sir William Jones in 1774 was an important landmark during this period. This became the Asiatic Society of Bengal in 1784. By this time, the society also started publishing its journal regularly. By 1872, the Indian Antiquary was published. It contained many articles of anthropological interest. In 1886, the Anthropological Society of Bombay published its journal. It was the first journal exclusively for anthropology. Some other individual efforts were also initiated during this phase. H. Risley published his report on the tribes and castes of Bengal in 1891. Later he became the head of census operations in India. During this period, the project People of India was also started. Risley developed a separate wing in the census operations for ethnographic survey. The publication of journals helped to disseminate anthropological outlook in India. In 1912, S.C. Roy published the monograph Munda and Their Country. The Journal of Bihar and Orissa Research Society was started in 1915. As mentioned earlier, anthropology had been introduced as subject in the Sociology Department of Bombay University in 1919. According to D.N. Majumdar, the formative phase ended in 1911. However, for L.P. Vidyarthi, this period extended up to 1920. 2. The constructive phase 1920 to 1949. Anthropology came into the curriculum of postgraduate studies in Calcutta University by 1920. L.K. Ananthakrishna Iyer and R. Chanda, the pioneers of Indian anthropology, joined the department during this phase. Another remarkable step during this period was the publication of journal Man in India in 1921 under the editorialship of S.C. Roy. The 25th Indian Science Congress was held at Calcutta in 1938 and the focal theme was Anthropology in India. A joint session of the Indian Science Congress Association and the British Association reviewed the progress of anthropology in India. This was the first review of the anthropological researches in India.
In 1939, Mary Irwin published his book The Vajra. In this book he had proposed that the tribes should be left alone and they should be allowed to develop in isolation away from the mainstream. The need for a full-fledged anthropological research organization was fulfilled by establishing Anthropological Survey of India in 1945. B. Abdullah was the first director of this institution at Calcutta. In 1947, a department of anthropology was opened in the University of Delhi.
3. The analytical phase 1950 to 1990. For D.N. Majumdar, 1950, this phase began in 1938 and carried on to the present. The earlier anthropologists like Surajit Sinha called this the recent phase. By this time, Indian anthropologists started regularly interacting with foreign anthropologists. Many kinds of collaborative works were taken up. Moreover, during this period, there was a shift from the descriptive studies of preliterate societies to the analytical studies of complex societies. Some anthropologists from abroad came to India to conduct research. Their works created a momentum to the anthropological researches in India. The villages they studied became famous. A large number of village study monographs were published in the 1960s through the Census of India 1961. The first of these was a study of Ghagra by L.P. Vidyarthi. These studies helped to generate new concepts and ideas. The works of L.P. Vidyarthi, B.K. Roy Burman, R.M. Makanjha, P.K. Misra, K.S. Singh, and T.N. Madan are worth mentioning. During this period, some anthropologists developed distinct research methodology to conduct their studies. These include T.C. Das, using genealogies to study the Param society, N.K. Bose, spatial distribution technique used to date Indian temples, use of human geography in study of culture historical issues as well as the use of family histories in studying social change in urban centers, Chattopadhyay and Mukherjee, use of statistics in studying social change, Iravati Karve, text analyses incorporated with kinship studies, and P. Vidyarthi, using the concepts of sacred center, cluster and segment to study sacred complexes. 4. Evaluative phase 1990 to the present. During recent times, new areas of anthropology and different subfields within these areas have been emerging.
Interest in medical anthropology, religion, development studies, and psychological studies are more evident. Numerous papers have been published by anthropologists in India concerning a change leading to tribal identity, integration, managing culture and planning, the emergence of industrial anthropology, C. Increased emphasis on tribal demography, and B. Integrated study of tribal regions. Important contribution has been made to action research, socio-psychological research, and folklore researchers study the power structure and leadership in anthropology of religion.
To conclude in the words of L.P. Vidyarthi, the journey of Indian anthropology still continues. It has gone much ahead under the influence of and in collaboration with the British and American anthropologists. Of course, in a broader perspective, they will continue to influence the Indian social science for some more time. Anthropology originated a little late, but today it has become an important discipline all over the world. This subject is taught in almost all renowned universities with greater importance. In some Western countries, apart from anthropological institutions, anthropologists are appointed in various other areas as well. Thus, anthropology occupies a significant position and holds a great relevance in the modern world.